like to welcome each and every individual to the PB Church. And, again, it's a strange one. So not asking for money. Won't ever ask for money, and don't have to leave your current church. It's 30 minutes on a Sunday morning from 7 to 7:30. And so I thought, should we have music? Like, should we have music? So, like special songs. Like it was interesting with James McDonald. I thought that was just really cool that he could call up, like he had access to an entire group of people who sang and wrote songs and stuff. He could call them up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and say, "Hey, I got this idea for this song," and work with them on doing it. And so, um, I don't know if we played the song in the past, but there's some really cool. If you go ahead and go to Voices of Integrity podcast and then go down to the table of contents, you'll go ahead and see where there's a song library. And so there's an interesting song out there now, Truth and Love. And so it actually goes along with what I was thinking about talking about this morning. And then I put this together, The Truth Will Set You Free. And then that triggered me to think of Bonhoeffer's Theory of Stupidity. You ever seen that video, Jill?
No.
Oh, it's a fascinating video.
I'll bet it is.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe we'll watch it. It's a short one, but it's really, really powerful. I mean, it's like, and so then I did some more work on that. And then what is it's when he was in prison. And so it's a fascinating story. That connected back about trauma. When trauma gets triggered, you go back to the age, and then some other stuff too. So, Jill, what would you like to accomplish today?
I don't have anything specific.
Oh, this will cause you to think. Roseanne, anything you got specific?
Not specifically.
All right, so I'm going to go to Bonhoeffer stuff here. So I go to the powerful video library. This is really cool too. So there's a whole bunch. There's over 30 videos that have impacted my life over the years, and Theory of Stupid is one of them. And so we'll watch this one because I think it connects back in. If you've seen it before, I've seen it 20, 30 plus times. And so maybe you can pick something up this time that you haven't in the past. Here we go.
In the darkest chapter of German history, during a time when incited mobs threw stones into the windows of innocent shop owners and women and children were cruelly humiliated in the open, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a young pastor, began to speak publicly against the atrocities that the regime had produced. After years of trying to change people's minds, Dietrich Bonhoeffer came home one evening and his own father had to tell him that two men were waiting in his room to take him away. In prison, Bonhoeffer began to reflect on how his country of poets and thinkers had turned into a collective of cowards, crooks, and criminals. Eventually, he concluded that the root of the problem was not malice, but stupidity. In his famous Letters from Prison, Bonhoeffer argued that stupidity is a more dangerous enemy of the good than malice, because while one may protest against evil, it can be exposed and prevented by the use of force. Against stupidity, we are defenseless. Neither protests nor the use of force accomplish anything here. Reasons fall on deaf ears. Facts that contradict a stupid person's prejudgment simply need not be believed, and when they are irrefutable, they are just pushed aside as inconsequential, as incidental. In all this, the stupid person is self-satisfied and, being easily irritated, becomes dangerous by going on the attack. For that reason, greater caution is called for when dealing with a stupid person than with a malicious one. If we want to know how to get the better of stupidity, we must seek to understand its nature. This much is certain. Stupidity is, in essence, not an intellectual defect, but a moral one. There are human beings who are remarkably agile intellectually, yet stupid, and others who are intellectually dull, yet anything but stupid. The impression one gains is not so much that stupidity is a congenital defect, but that, under certain circumstances, people are made stupid, or rather, they allow this to happen to them. People who live in solitude manifest this defect less frequently than individuals in groups, and so it would seem that stupidity is perhaps less a psychological than a sociological problem. It becomes apparent that every strong upsurge of power, be it of a political or religious nature, infects a large part of humankind with stupidity, almost as if this is a sociological psychological law, where the power of the one needs the stupidity of the other. The process at work here is not that particular human capacities, such as intellect, suddenly fail. Instead, it seems that under the overwhelming impact of rising power, humans are deprived of their inner independence and, more or less consciously, give up an autonomous position. The fact that the stupid person is often stubborn must not blind us from the fact that he is not independent. In conversation with him, one virtually feels that one is dealing not at all with him as a person, but with slogans, catchwords, and the like that have taken possession of him. He is under a spell, blinded, misused, and is abused in his very being. Having thus become a mindless tool, the stupid person will also be capable of any evil, incapable of seeing that it is evil. Only an act of liberation, not instruction, can overcome stupidity. Here, we must come to terms with the fact that in most cases, a genuine internal liberation becomes possible only when external liberation has preceded it. Until then, we must abandon all attempts to convince the stupid person. Bonhoeffer died due to his involvement in a plot against Adolf Hitler at dawn on the 9th of April 1945 at Flossenburg concentration camp, just 2 weeks before soldiers from the United States liberated the camp. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. The ultimate test of a moral society is the kind of world that it leaves to its children, Bonhoeffer once said. Check the description below to read Bonhoeffer's original text, After 10 Years. For more information about Bonhoeffer or to download this video without background music, go to sproutschools.com.
So, interesting. Thoughts, questions, Jill?
That was very interesting.
Isn't it? I first saw it, I'm like, I've been looking for that for decades. Like it makes all kinds of sense. It's like you got to be kidding,
It does make all kinds of sense.
right?
I mean,
Right.
that's one I would like to listen to probably 10 times to
Right,
to catch everything.
right. And you're sharper than me, so you probably will, but I've listened to it 20, and I still, like, I went ahead and looked in.
Every time you hear something else, right?
I do, and it's like I couldn't figure out I couldn't figure out, like what's the solution, and I'm like, there's no solution in there. But then I did,
No.
some research in there, but you know, so here it's got stuff. Stupidity is cured. Like why reason fail. Notes the facts are contradict. A stupid person's prejudice are dismissed, making protest and reasoning useless. So restoring responsibility. Stupidity is cured when people stop acting as tools for a cause, instead take back responsibilities for their own thoughts and actions. See, and they don't even know, like they don't even know they're acting as a tool. And then this was really interesting, the fear of God. Like, do you know Dan Graham?
No.
So he's in your area, and owner of Compass Mortgage. And I don't know, I was in my 30s, maybe early 30s. And he's like, Mark, I've never met anybody that has a fear of God like you do. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. I don't know if it's right. Like, do I have a proper fear of God? I don't know. Um, so you know,
What
so
did he explain on what he meant?
he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, a driver, like when you look at the different personalities, when you look at the different personalities, each of the different personalities view God through their own personality.
Right.
And so the driver, views God like judgment and good choices, good consequences, bad choices, bad consequences. The driver sees all kinds of passages, like I think it was Uzzah that touched the ark. Like he's trying to do something good, and God killed him. Boom. And so the driver's like, well, you can do with good intentions. It doesn't matter. Like at times, like God's just like he's just going to kill you. And then, when David counted um, he did a census. That's not a violation of one of the 10 commandments. Like, it's not like, thou shalt not count your people, you know? And then God gave, this is stuff you don't hear about. You don't hear this stuff in sermons. Like, there's no struggling working out one's salvation. You don't hear this stuff. You just don't, which is okay, I guess, whatever. It's just like because it's not nice and friendly. You know, we can't figure it out, and it's not fun. The driver doesn't care about any of that. Like, what's the truth? Like, what is the truth? Like, and
Right.
so, God said to David, "I'm going to give you three choices. 60,000 men are going to die, or there's going to be pestilence, or there's going to three different terrible choices." I mean, it's like, and David's like, I can't make the choice. You make the choice. So what did God choose? He chose 60,000 men dying. Those men had wives, children, parents, friends, because David counted the army. What? like, like, so if you're not willing to work through one's salvation, you just skip over that. Like, oh, I don't need to, I don't need that. I don't need to wrestle with that. Okay. And so when I switched my personality when Ginger Ann was 11 years old, that was 26 years ago. Um, when I switched my personality from the analytic driver over to the amiable, the number one reason for that was there were multiple reasons. There were multiple reasons for that, but one of the reasons for that was that I noticed people viewed God in their own personality, which is really idolatry. Like God's like me. And every one of the four personalities do that. And the people that, the people are funny, Joe. They're just
why do you think we do that?
because we want to feel good. We want to feel right. And all of them have scripture to back it up. Like every one of them have scripture. So the amiable goes to scripture that we're supposed to be loving and merciful and graceful, full of grace. Okay, that's true. But, the analytic goes to God's in order, order and structure, and he's this. And the expressive, they're Pentecostals. So they go and say, I'm going to dance and do flags and I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. Okay, well, yeah, guys. Yeah, he's that way too. And the driver is like, it's fire, brimstone. It's, you know, like you don't get your act together, God can take you out. Like my mom, she was a driver amiable Baptist, and she went ahead. I never heard my dad, he was a pastor. I never heard him do this. But my mom, when we kids were not, when we were teenagers, not acting like we should, or adults were not acting, she's like, I'm praying for you, and I'm saying whatever God wants to do to you to get you back in line. And she made it very clear in a subtle way, but it was very clear. God can take you out. Or maybe worse, God can paralyze you. Or God might kill me to go ahead and get you in alignment. Like, dang. Like, keepers, mom. Like, she knew how to. So, so a driver, I think, will naturally fear God, and they're not afraid of conflict, and they're not, doesn't, yeah, they don't have to understand everything, and they're willing to take, and it's fun, fun is challenging. So are they any, are they any, better than the other three personality? I mean, Kenny Bontrager, he says they are, so that must be true. Like, he's a driver, he's an expressive amiable, and he said, there's issues with the analytic, and there's issues with the amiable, and there's issues with the expressive, but he said the driver is perfect. Personally, I'm a driver. I mean, I made 7 mistakes in 1 year, so obviously I'm not perfect. That's very clear. And so it's just, it's fascinating to me when you point things out to people and they're goofy and they're like, is that true with you? It's like, yeah, I mean, it's a reflex. Like anything I see in other people is first, there's some part of it's true in me, but it's like their defense, that's just defenses go up, and it's like it just immediately reveals, I don't, you know, maybe they're not ready for it. It's like, okay, whatever. So here's, here's a, here's an interesting song. And it's fascinating because there's a song for pastors on here somewhere. Maybe there's not. I thought there was. Oh yeah, Shepherd or Crown. I think we went over that last week, maybe. And so it got sent out. Do you hear my voice now? Sent it out, and a pastor, Terry Thompson, with Small Church USA. I guess he emailed, "Do you hear my voice now?" back and said, "Stop." And he was like kind of rude, kind of mean. It's like, it's like, and it's fine. I mean, whatever. But it's like you'd think, you'd, I would think that a pastor would welcome somebody challenging them. But it's like, it's almost like, celebrities and people that are really like popular, and they buy into their own press releases. Like, when I went ahead, when I went ahead and
That just fits right in with what
Bonhoeffer.
Waffenhofer was talking about stupidity.
Right. So it's like, and who gets together the most? Gets together the most. It's going to be the amiable because they have to have other people. It's like they live and breathe on other people. The analytic, definitely, they all get together, and accountants get together, and actuarials get together. All the analytics get together, and they hang out, and they have this weird sense of humor that the other personalities don't understand. But they're all telling each other how smart they are. Copy that. Expressive definitely want to get together. So based on Bonhoeffer, it kind of stands to reason that, the driver, they just, you know, so it's just fascinating to me. Like I don't like people say nobody likes to be wrong. I'm like, I do. Why? Because I know I'm stupid. I just don't know where, which is the ultimate stupidity. But I don't know. It's just like people, it's like, how are you going to get better? Iron sharpening iron. Wet toilet paper doesn't sharpen anything. It's just like, it's like, why don't people, because they want to feel good. And so this one here is a fascinating song. Um, and so let's take a look at this one. This is for our music. This is for the most music for sure. Oops, just a second here.
One. You might get offended by this, but ask yourself, is it the words or the truth? I didn't want to say this out loud, didn't want to turn this into sound, 'cause love don't always feel this way. Sometimes it cuts just to make you face. I see you walking down the road, carrying pride like it should go, but deep inside there's something wrong. And silence only makes us strong. If I stay quiet, I let you fall. If I speak up, I risk it all. Truth and love, that's what it is. Not every truth feels like a kiss. Sometimes it burns, sometimes it breaks, but love don't lie for comfort's sake. Truth and love, hear me now, I won't fake it, won't back down. If it hurts, then let it be, 'cause truth is love. Honestly, you say I'm harsh, I go too far, but I just call it where you are. Don't twist it back, don't shift the blame, don't hide behind a victim frame. You build a wall and call it peace, but I just see a slow disease, a mind that won't take ownership, gets lost inside its own eclipse. Truth and love, that's what it is. Not every truth feels like a kiss. Sometimes it shakes the ground. You stand so you can see who you are again. Truth and love. Don't run away, I'm saying what most won't say. Take what's real and let it grow. That's the only way. You know. Maybe I could say it nice. Wrap it up and soften the advice. But you don't hear it when it's low. So now I gotta let it show. Don't hoy on me, don't play that role. Hands so stuck, you lost control. Blame the world, yeah, shift that view. Truth is hard, I'm talking to you. Flip it back like I'm the one. Nah, I see what you become. Started small, now it's spread. Whole mindset, misled. Find your crowd, say mindset. Call it normal, but it's a trap set. Truth ain't hate, don't confuse. It's the mirror you refuse. Truth and love. Truth and love. I'm still here. Through the anger, through the fear. I don't speak just to attack. I speak so you can find your way back. Truth and love. Understand, this was never hate I planned. If you hear me, if you grow, then this love is what I show. Don't. Take what's true. Leave the rest. But don't ignore what hits your chest. Love you. Even now. Even now. Even now.
Oh, my guess is you love that song. My guess is you're like, dang, that is an awesome song.
Yeah.
But the driver won't. The driver will. The others won't. They're like, oh, like that, parts of that is inspired where it's take the truth, leave the rest. Like it's so fascinating to me when I say something to somebody, they're like, what, you think you're God? Like it just reveals to me their own heart.
That's an awesome song.
Right. Like when I was 8 years old. I mean, that's the thing. Like now that I've found the songwriter in me, like there's like it's just yeah, it just but it's like it's so hard to pierce the stone heart that people have. It's just it's just crazy. And then they come around. They come around for a period of time like an alcoholic. It's just like an alcoholic. It's like they come around and then they're better and they apologize and then they go right back to their same stuff. And it's like, what do you do? Rosanna, thoughts, questions you have?
Um, the thing that you said about your mom and the fear of God. Sometimes I think the people that go in and out forget about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he brought you into this world, he can take you out. And he can take somebody else. Like there's a guy who played pickleball and his wife passed away. I think it was cancer. And I don't know, I asked him a question about God or something. And he says it was so hard when she died. Like she was so much better than me. She was such a good person. She was, she was this and that. And he's, so much better than me. And I just wanted to give the guy a hug. I don't think he's a hugger, but I want to give the guy a hug and just, yeah, right. I don't know. I don't know. Anything else, ladies? You've got. We start.
No,
but
We
this
start right on time, everybody. We end right on time. Anything beyond a half an hour is a gift from you to me to you, and us to one another. And so, sometimes people, but like it's 30 minutes and it doesn't take away from your current church. But, is it going to challenge you in your current church? I don't know. Are you going to ask your pastor some questions where he becomes uncomfortable? Don't want to do that. Don't want to make a pastor uncomfortable. Like a shepherd. He's a shepherd. He's the strong one. He's the strong one. Like the good Baptist training. Maybe my mom taught me this bedtime stories. It's like you see the shepherd going after the lost sheep. But my understanding is, they do that. The shepherd does that once. Next time it goes after that wandering sheep, it breaks its legs. Like that'd be a great song. Like, dang. I don't know. It's just so yeah. You don't come to PB church You don't come to PB church to go ahead and feel good. You just, just say you don't come to feel good. So if you have any questions, I mean, like, wouldn't you want to share this with somebody else? Like, I mean, it would seem to me like, do you care about anybody? Like, there's got to be somebody. Nora went ahead and said, she said, and I think she got it from when she was growing up or something. I got it from somebody else. Um, I think it was Steve Minnick, but she said, don't make the decision for somebody else. So when you think about who am I going to share this with, don't make the decision for somebody else. Like, share it with them. You don't even have to tell them you like it. You can say, this is stupid, whatever. You say, this was never been to something like this before. Like, what do you think about this? So, you have any questions, thoughts, anything? Connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll free 888-230-2300 outside the US 630-393-9909. Always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.